Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here with day 4 of the 12 days of Christmas, hosted by Rosa Kelly, who is Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking here on YouTube. We are also joined by Debbie, who is Deborah Adams Creative Life, and Kimmy, who is Salty Beach Scrapper. Definitely check out all of the projects for today's theme of Dear Santa. When I heard of Dear Santa, I thought of writing Santa a letter, right? But I wanted to do something just a little bit more. And so we have this super fun notebook holder. How fun is this? And now let me close it back up to show you everything about this little notebook. It's kind of a folio, kind of a notebook holder. I wanted to do a super fun closure. The closure is actually a shaped closure. It's not just the paper. This paper collection is Simple Stories, something. Simple Vintage Dear Santa. Ah, look at that. I used the theme twice. Look at me. Alright, so this collection has a lot of Santas in it. It's really cute. It's not necessarily my style. It's a little bit more eclectic with the papers, but I kind of liked it towards the end. I was like, okay, I dig this. But it also does all of the work for you. I did not add anything on this page except for the Dear Santa. All of this collaging is all part of the paper. So this reminds me of the old school Stampin' Up! Digital scrapbooking. You could do all of this and you just print out your paper and be done with it. So I did the back as well. Now I did add this card here just because, to be honest, I realized my paper was the wrong direction. So I just kind of covered it up a little bit. And there were some pages I didn't understand. I did not understand the measuring tapes. I didn't understand the lime green. But apparently it all matches, supposed to go together. So there you go. Alright, so when you open this super fun pocket, there's a tuck spot, a random card. This is a sticker that fell on top of this paper and I couldn't get it off. And I said, you know what? That actually looks really cute together. So I left it there and made a little pocket. These are just tags from the paper collection. You can just kind of stick in there. You can stick a picture in there. You could put a picture here if you want to. This here, you have room for a full picture if you want. If you don't mind some of it sticking out of your closure, you can put that picture there. It is a tuck spot. If you want to do something there, you can do that as well. And then you open it here on the left side, and I did a stacked pocket. So I just put some cut aparts, the little postcard, Let It Snow, and a list. And then this one, I just did a bunch of cut aparts. So you can kind of journal. Yeah, this is the other page I didn't understand, but it's the back, so whatever. If you wanted to, you could add white cardstock to the back of that and just kind of journal. I just thought it was cute with the Santa popping out. Obviously, you can cut it down if you want to. I added some Nuvo drops just to give it a little bit more interest. I didn't want to go too bulky, and this paper is very, very busy. And so it did not need a lot of stuff. Of course, the airmail was my favorite page. Okay, something is going on with my pocket down there. Okay, whatever. Now I have a flap right here, and I had some more Nuvo drops, and then I added this little button sticker. All this little faux stitching was already part of the page. I just cut the page out. I added this tag, the button, and this tag, and then the Nuvo drops. You lift it up here. I didn't do anything there. Oh, you know why? Because I was waiting for the drops to dry. I was going to add, let's see here. this page had a lot of lists, and so I thought maybe it'd be fun to add one of the list pages here so you can write down maybe important notes or people you want to buy for or whatever you want. Maybe I'll just leave that blank. I don't know. And then here is the notebook. I did go ahead and cover the notebook because the notebook was like a turquoise color and it just did not match with what I wanted it. So this is just a composition book. The tutorial will show you the whole book. So I just covered it with the piece of the paper. And then this was just a tag, and I added the Joy to the World sticker. And here's the rest. Let me take all these out so you can kind of see the layout. So I did the airmail paper. I love that they had like a little song piece, Merry and Bright. So it was fun. Like it was different for me because, like I said, this is not usually my style. It's a little bit busy. Like there's a lot going on in this paper collection, but I really enjoyed figuring it out. All right, guys. Yeah, the tutorial. All right, so I wrote everything out. Hopefully it works. I think this is what the measurement should be. I kind of did a prototype, but I didn't want the same old notebook holder, so we're going to do things a little bit different here. I'm going to use this 5x7 composition book from Dollar Tree. Actually, I think I got it from Dollar General, but either way it was $1. Or you can use the vertical 5x7. It says it's 5x7, but this is actually 5x8. And so you're going to have to make your papers a little bit longer if you want this type of notebook. I just couldn't find any in the colors that I wanted. So Dollar Tree used to have the 5x7 notebooks in pastel colors, but I went to Dollar General and this is what they had. So either book will be fine. Okay, so I think we're going to need 3 sheets of cardstock. I don't know. I'm just going to pull out 3 for right now. Okay, so your first cut is going to be 11 by 7 1/4. So it's already at 11, so we just need to go to 7 1/4. Now, if you're doing the 8-inch notebook, this one, I would do it 11 by 8 1/4. I'm not going to write that down because I'm not. All right, so on this one, the 11 by 7 1/4, you want to score it at 5 and 5 3/4. Okay, and put that aside. Next, we need a piece that is 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. So 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. And this piece is scored on the short side, I think. Yeah, on the short side. Oh, I did write it down. At 1/2 inch and 1 1/4. Right? Yep. Okay, I'm moving slow today because I'm sick, so just moving slow. Okay, so we have that, and then we need a flat piece, and the flat piece is going to be 5 1/8 by 8. I don't think this one is big enough. Yep. Alright, so 5 1/8 by 8. So 5 1/8 by 8. This is the flap that we're doing. And then on the long side, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. Okay, so it should look like that. Like that. Okay, so those are the 3 pieces that we need. So go ahead and put your flap to the side. Oh, we're going to need pockets too. Yeah, we're going to need pockets. Let's build and then we'll cut pockets. How about that? Alright, so let's go ahead and fold this up and make sure it's straight. So I did the original one on 110 pound weight cardstock, but it completely cracked everywhere, so I don't know. I want to give this away for a gift, and so I don't want to give that cracked. I don't know if it's fine or not. I mean, I think it's fine, but I'm going to keep this one for me, and I'm also changing the closure, so that's why I'm going with the cardstock. Okay, so you want to put the longer side, so one side is going to be 5 inches and one side is 5 1/4. You want to put the 5 1/4 side on the right. Okay, now we're going to come in with our other piece, and what we're going to do is go ahead and put score tape right here, or if you want to glue, you can glue. And we're just going to glue that 1/2 inch onto the back. As you can see, I put it on the front, but I didn't want to confuse anybody with Mountain Valley, whatever. So we're just going to go with the flow here. You can put it on the front or the back. If you put it on the back, you're going to have to mat your back, which is fine. I'm going to mat mine. If you don't want to mat the back, then you can glue it onto the front. So just make sure you put your tape on accordingly. And you want to get up to the score line, but not over it. Okay. So now you have your standard folio cover, notebook cover. We're going to go ahead and work on this right hand side. Okay. So for the fun closure that I want to do, actually, you could have done this before you glued it down, but that's fine. Get your Tim Holtz ruler or whatever ruler you have, and you want to make sure you center this corner. It should be 3 and 5/8 is my center. And so what I'm going to do is take a pencil and I'm going to mark the center. And I'm going to mark 1 inch to the left and right of my center mark. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it back this way. And I'm going to mark the center in the center of this here, which it should be 2.5 because this is 5. So here's the center. And I'm going to do the same to the top, just up into the score line. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is draw the lines from the center of the top to this first tick mark. We're not going to need this at all. So if you're going to confuse yourself, just erase it. You don't need the center mark on the right hand side. I just did that so I could make sure that I had 1 inch from either side. So you're just either going to put this in your paper trimmer and cut it, or you're going to draw your line and cut it with scissors. Like so. And you're going to do the same thing. Just so it looks kind of like a tag, like a Christmas tag top. Here. That's all. I just thought that was super cute. Something different. I'm just going to take my scissors because I don't think anybody's going to be measuring. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut this one. There we go. I'm going to erase the pencil marks. I do not know where I just threw that pencil. Okay, here's a different pencil. Oh, nope, I don't like these type of erasers. Ugh, that one felt so weird. I'm very weird about that, with erasers and chalk and sandpaper. Anyway, okay. So there's our little unique closure, right? How fun is that? I love it. We're going to use some magnets if you want to. If you don't have magnets, then do your closure accordingly. I know I have some open magnets here. Okay, I found them. So these are basic gray, small. These are the ones that I prefer to use. They're a little bit pricey, but I'm used to them and they're pretty flat. So obviously you're going to use what makes you comfortable. And I'm going to go ahead and put them roughly here. You don't want to put them too close to either edge because you want to get your paper up over it. Okay, so I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to put the other one here. Yeah, that looks good enough to me. Okay, so now I'm going to take the sides off. So I have two magnets on each side right now. That's what I mean. This two. So that way I can match them up exactly how I want it. So I just want to make sure that my paper, my book is going to sit like this. I don't want to have a wonky this or whatever. So it's not going to go all the way to the edge of the other side. I didn't want it to. So, alright, so we're just going to make sure that we have it, see how I have to have it lined up to make sure that both the bottom and the top are going to have a nice edge here. And you want to make sure it's even. Oops. Okay, it's really not this difficult. I am making it way more difficult than what it needs to be. There we go. I just flattened it so that way when you pop it up, it's good to go. There you go. Excuse me. Gently peel that off. And there's your closure. Super fun. Okay, now we need to work with the flap that we set to the side. So what we need to do is go ahead and put our tape on the top 1/2 inch. Let me put this back. So your tape or your glue, well, if you're gluing, you gotta wait a second. I'm gonna go ahead and varnish all of these lines. They are mountain folds because you want to have like this little shape like that because we're gonna put that here in the middle. So go ahead and take your tape off. Make sure you don't have any overhang. I'm folding mine flat just so I can get it to where I want it. It's not going edge to edge. You have a little bit of room, so just kind of center it. And I'm going to put it all the way to the top edge, like so. The one thing I did forget, oh no, it's fine. Okay, so it should fit nicely all the way to the bottom when you have your 1/4 inch popped up. If you want to cut off a little bit off that bottom, feel free. I think I'm going to cut a little bit off so that way, in case it flattens, I don't want that flap to run over. I'm just going to cut off like a little less than a quarter of an inch. That step is not necessary, but just in case. Yep, that's what I want it to look like. Okay, so now we need to go ahead and make our pockets. We need to make a pocket here that's going to hold our book. We need to put some pockets over here so we can write some stuff out. So pockets, 5 1/8 by 4 1/2. We can use our scraps. Let's see. Oh yeah. So 5 7/8, excuse me. The measurements are correct in the description box. So 5 7/8 by 4 1/2. And then 5 7/8 by 2 1/2. So 2 1/2 by 5 7/8. We were already there, and I just made my paper raggedy. Okay. Alright, so now we're just going to make pockets. These are going to be just your regular stack pockets, and so they are going here. Both of them are going to stack up here. So on your long side, you need to do 1/2 inch on both sides, and then 1/2 inch on one short side. Pocket. Okay. Same thing with the other one. 1/2 inch on either side of the long side, and then 1/2 inch on one side of the short. Okay. Alright, so we need those two pockets. And then the last pocket, which I probably should have did first. I didn't think that through, did I? That's okay. I'll just have to use another piece of paper. The last pocket is going to be, because you know what? I didn't decide if I wanted it to be a pocket or a belly band. So in this one, I made it an actual pocket that the notebook fits in. Like so. And then you can hide other stuff in that pocket. But I think maybe I just want a belly band. And if that's the case, I can use scraps. I think. Do I have a long piece of red? Yep. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the scrap instead of an actual pocket. I'm just going to make a belly band. Because you can always put stuff behind a belly band. And I don't have to use another piece of cardstock to make that pocket. Alright, so belly band is going to be, let me think. So this is 7 1/4, so I needed 8 1/4, but I wanted a little bit smaller. Okay. So, whatever your scrap is, mine is 1 1/4 by 8 1/8. And then I'm going to score it 1/2 inch on both sides of the long side. Okay. Where's a good pen? Okay, long side 1/2 on both. Okay. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and apply our tape. And I might have to make this a little bit smaller to fit the notebook. I just thought of that. Because if I make it the whole length of the page, then My notebook's not going to fit. Where's my notebook? Let's see. Oh no, it's perfect. Look at me doubting myself. That's perfect. Okay, so at this point you can mat this page first. I think I want to do that because that Ipsy Daisy that I had. So I'm going to mat that first, and then you're just going to apply your belly band. You can put it in the middle if you want, or you can put it off to the side. It doesn't matter. If you're using this composition book, then you're going to have it vertical. If you're going to use those other notebooks, you're going to do it horizontal, and it's going to be 6 1/8 by a 1 1/4, and then you're going to still score it the long side, 1/2 inch on either side, and then your notebook can, you know, sit down in it like this. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and mat, and then I'll put that in there. And that's actually the end of the tutorial, but let me mat first and see what's going on. Okay, so I matted mine. What I'm going to do, I decided that I wanted this to be slightly smaller. So what I'm going to do is go on my belly band. I'm going to cut off whatever this little track, I think it's 1/8 of an inch. I'm just going to cut that little tiny bit off, and then I'm just going to rescore this at 1/2 inch. That way it is just slightly smaller. It's just, I like how that looks a little better, and it's going to fit my notebook a little bit better, I think. I just wanted to show y'all that little trick, and then we will put our pockets on in just a second. You don't have to mat for your pockets. I typically don't mat underneath my pockets because to me it's a waste of paper. Some people like that look better. It is up to you. Alright, so I'm gonna put mine over here kind of to the edge, and I'm gonna put this to the end, the very edge of my book. I'm going to varnish it in and make sure I wasn't reckless and made it too small for my book, but I don't think so. Here's my book. Okay. Nope, it's still perfect. Okay. Yep, I like that better because in that way my book is not falling out or anything like that. I do love that. Okay, perfect. Our pockets. So now on the left hand side, I'm going to take my notebook out just so I can have a flat surface. My 2 pockets, so you're going to take your bigger pocket and you're going to tape it. If you're using tape, or if you're going to glue it, then you got to wait a step. Okay. And again, we are going slow for all crafty levels. So if you're faster, by all means. We're going to miter our corner. I need to stop moving where I'm putting my stuff at. Okay. Alright, so put our 2 sides down, burnish, burnish, and burnish. Okay, so you're going to put your pocket on the left hand side like so, and it should fit where you have a tiny little bit of room between the pocket and your score line and between the edge and your pocket. You can make a tiny bit on the bottom too if you want. I just don't like to have my pockets right at my score lines. It just makes me nervous because then you got to worry about if your book is going to close or whatever. So if you just do it that tiny bit less, then you're good to go. my gosh, get on there. Okay. For me, it's easier to place my bottom and then my sides just fall wherever I want them to go. Okay, so this is a stacked pocket. So I'm going to put this pocket on top of that one, hence stacked. And same thing with your, with this pocket we're going to miter the corner. So if you're using glue, you're going to miter your corners first and then apply your glue and then set it down. Okay. Some people like to do this and then do the sides. I'm going to see if I like this method. Alright, so I'm stacking it right on top of that other pocket. Okay, that way it's not bad. Yes, that is a 1982 house phone. Okay, and we're going to stack it right on top. That way you can put whatever you want in there. Cards, envelopes, stamps, whatever. If you want to be fancy and do a little decorative border before you put it on, by all means do that. Alright, so that should be the end of the tutorial other than matting. You can do whatever you want to this top flap. If you want to add, you know, some pictures, like a journaling spot, or I don't know, you can add whatever you want. You guys will see that before you see the tutorial. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.